Dragon Ball Reborn. Another World Conquest. Chapter 31. So fast. Come on, boy from humans, don't let me down. I saw Ashura sitting cross-legged, half floating in the air, looking at Sun Tien. Okay, I'm ready. After speaking, Sun Tien disappeared in place, and when he reappeared, he was already less than 1 meter away from Ashura. The same punch was thrown out. Asura shouted loudly, raised his right hand, just to block Sun Tien's offensive. The two split with one blow. When they reappear, they have reached another corner of the ring. The afterimages of the two people continue to appear in the air, and after dozens of rounds, there is still no difference. It's Ashura without losing it. It seems that if you don't use your full strength, you can't beat you. Sun Tianxin said, stepping up the offensive, and only watching Asura continue to regress and try his best to defend. It's so strong, it's a talent I like. I have such a talent at such a young age. I'm going to make it. Asura didn't use all his strength at the beginning. Seeing that Sun Tian's offensive became more and more fierce, he finally showed his strength. Blocked Sun Tian's offensive, Ashura swept his legs and knocked him 10 meters away. Then quickly counterattacked, the two went back and forth, and after a while it was hundreds of rounds. Awesome, I didn't expect that fighting with me before was completely warming up. Said the big guy. How about, this Sun Tien is good, I just felt a powerful force hidden in him when I was at the gate of the demon world. Mira said. The battle continued on stage, and suddenly Asura stopped and said, awesome, the physical strength is so strong, I don't know if you can break it with this trick. Shu Luo Chong hit wave. I saw Ashura suddenly gathered his chi into his hands and shouted. Shockwave, watch me break you. Turtle Pai Chi Gong Bo. Sun Tien also resorted to his jerk. I saw a white light flashing, closing the eyes of the demons below level involuntarily. The demon world is not without daylight, but most of the demon world is in darkness. I didn't adapt for a while. Two Qigong waves collided, and there was a loud noise, and both of them stopped at the same time. Let's tie, this ring limits our performance, and it won't make any sense to fight further. Asura said. Okay, does what you said just now counts? Sun Tien asked. Naturally, Asura, keep saying everything, and I never turn my back on my ears. Take it away, Princess Meisha. Asura said. By the way, the sort of ceiling outside, I will pull it out in a while. The devil world and the human world cannot always communicate, otherwise the ordinary people outside are not your opponents. Up to you. Gora, Mela, now you two are happy. After helping me send Sun Tien out, let's come back and continue the banquet. Under the leadership of the big guy, Sun Tien quickly sent Princess Meisha out of the demon world. After talking to the Lord, he pulled out the sword of Asura, and saw the door of the demon world slowly closed. Sun Tien stepped in and returned to the devil. The two returned to the banquet soon, but a good wedding banquet became Sun Tien's reception banquet. At the banquet, Sun Tien conquered the demons again, not with combat power, but with appetite. After fighting with several great demon generals, coupled with the duel with Ashura, Sun Tien became the king of the big stomach, and asked Ashura to waning this guy deliberately to eat him. With the improvement of his strength, Sun Tien's personality has gradually changed. If he used to be called a go, now he dare to pick a dragon. The Sun Tien of the previous life has been slowly replaced by the Sun Tien of this life. Although the soul is still that soul, after more than 10 years of tempering his character, he is no longer the 21st century standard young man at Tiantian's house in the previous life and relying on takeaway for food. With the arrival of Sun Tien, Asura was quite happy. A master with almost the same strength as his own joined, Wuning increased Asura's power a lot. You should know that before now, if you count the two of the Lamella, their camp is only 3 strong masters, and they are much weaker than other forces. Demon Realm, there are 4 major camps, and the Asura camp had only 3 demon commanders before. If it weren't for the great master of the late Asura demon commander, I am afraid it would have been swallowed by other powers long ago. 4 major forces, the first is the Temple of Heaven built by Kalik II. It is said that Kalik II's father had competed with others for the position of God in the human world, but he was sealed and his son inherited his father's will. The 4 masters of the demon commander level themselves are also the later cultivation bases of the demon commander. The second is the Demon Temple, a group of forces from the human world, but it is said that the demon gods they worship are sealed by the warriors in the human world and act low-key, but there are 4 masters in the middle of the demon commander, but they are proficient in combined attacks, and they are enemies with the gods, and the 4 of them can force Kalik on one side. The third is the Beast Palace, which is rumored to be composed of all demon beasts, with a dark demon dragon as the leader. In the later stage of the demon commander, he has 3 demon commander level monsters, but as long as he does not provoke them, he will generally not interfere in disputes with other forces. The fourth is the Asura Palace of Asura, the local power of the demon realm, the real local power of the demon realm, just like the beast god palace. However, there has never been a king-level master in the devil world. It is said that the general demon king level has entered the upper demon world to practice. Once left, it is difficult to return to the earth demon world. There may be pinnacle masters, but most of them are hidden in practice alone, waiting to break through the king level to enter the top. The demon world and the human world are connected by the gate of the demon world, but the general demons rarely come to the human world. On the one hand, the sun of the human world is not suitable for the low-level demons, and often the heavens also restrict the demon world. You must know that the gods of the heavens are stronger than the immortals of turtles and cranes, and they have a proper king-level strength. With the addition of Sun Tien, Ashura can truly unify the demon realm and drive out the strength of Kalik II and the demon temple. At the same time, the news of a human teenager joining the Shira Palace spread like wildfire. My lord, his subordinates have important information. Kalik's subordinate Jaj was in the Celestial Palace, facing a child-sized person, running on one knee. Let's talk about it. What can make you Jaj take so seriously? The child replied. Yes, this child is Kalik II. The child Kalik stayed in the world at the time. Since Kalik was killed by Piccolo, he escaped into the devil world. It's like this, sir, the spies placed in the Shira Palace are here to report that Asura, the lord of the Shira Palace, has recruited a strong human. Jaj said. It's just a human being, no need to make a fuss, but the Asuras, who are also the 4 major forces, are going back more and more. Karak II said. My lord, if you are an ordinary strong man, your subordinates will not dare to scratch you, but it is said that this human strong man broke into Asura's wedding and fought with Asura for nearly 1,000 rounds without falling to the peak. Jaj said. The wedding is the princess that Ashura this kid went to the world to grab the other day. The more you live, the more you go back. Karak II said. Yes, my lord, but now that princess in the world has been sent back to the world, according to his subordinates, Ashura's move has another purpose. Pauses. After all, it's too coincidental. This Sun Tien appeared at the wedding. After arresting it for so long, it will not be held early or late. Subordinates thought that Asura might want to unify the demon world. After all, before we came in, Asura was the demon world. Lord. Jaj continued. Oh, it makes sense, Jaj, let the other 3 come to my palace together to discuss countermeasures. After a while, Jaj walked into the hall with 3 people. My lord, everyone is here. Jaj said. Liki, Shansu, Jiasu, I believe you already know. Ashura has recruited a human power. Kalik II saw the 4 human beings. My lord, the matter has already been known. Now that Asura wants to break the balance, his subordinates are willing to personally petition to bring the human head to the king. I saw Jasu replied. Ja is known as the head of the 4 evils of Kalik II, and he is actually much stronger than the other 3. It is already the strength of the middle demon commander. Your strength, I know, that human being can compete with Asura for nearly 1,000 rounds. Although there is a reason for Asura to release water, but there are some skills. For the sake of safety, Liki, you go with Jiasu, don't go to provoke Asura, he is not something you can handle. Kalik ordered. After speaking, he closed his eyes. The 4 people left the hall, and Liki and Jiasu quickly disappeared in front of the other 2. Jaj, what do you think about this? Seeing the 2 leave. Shansu, Asura this kid is looking for death, the adults should be about to break through. When the king breaks through to the peak of the demon commander, I am afraid that he will be ready to unify the demon world. We also have to step up our practice, otherwise the king will leave the demon world to find the gods for revenge, we can't help much at all. Shan Sudao. Sun Tien has been in the demon realm for nearly a month. After understanding the situation in the demon realm, he understands that this kid Asura was clearly going to the world to grab money and grabbing the princess, but in fact, he was to attract the masters of the world to come and help them unify. Devildom. Gora and Mela are probably at the entrance of the Devil's Gate to test the strength of the incoming person. If they are not as good as their strength, they will be driven out. If they can pass the barrier between them, they will be brought to the wedding banquet. Who said that people in the devil world have no brains and only know how to speak with muscles? Sun Tianxin said, but it doesn't matter, I don't know what the kid Asura is doing. In addition to discussing with the Gora every day, Sun Tian spends the rest of the time practicing. Everyday food is delivered. If he wants the treasures of heaven, material and earth, he goes directly to the treasure house of Asura. In just 1 month, Sun Tian uses the treasure house of Asura directly. After finishing the refining of the internal organs, the first chapter of The Great Ancient Ape Demon Jew has entered the final blood refining chapter. When the body is tempered, it is a real entry. On this day, Sun Tian practiced as usual and suddenly felt a danger. Who? Come out! Sun Tian shouted. Boom boom boom, I saw the house where Sun Tian practiced collapsed. Humans, they are quite alert, but it's useless. There was a sound at this moment. Suddenly 2 figures rushed over and were with Sun Tianzhan. Boom! Sun Tian was hit by the 2 in a row and hit a place not far away, causing a cloud of smoke. Adsu, that kid should be dead, the 2 of us are a unique move, even if Ashura is not defended, I am afraid we will be seriously injured. Licky said. Wait a moment, I always feel that it won't be that simple, and we can fight back even when we join hands. This human being is very strong. Jia Su Dao. Sun Tian was injured. Although it was not as serious as expected, if it had not been for Sun Tian's sudden alertness, he would have avoided the fatal blow in time. For the first time since his rebirth, he experienced life threats, making Sun Tian realize that he is no longer a legal society in his previous life, and his mentality is changing unconsciously. The corners of his mouth were slightly raised, and Sun Tian knew that the next game would no longer be the previous game, but a real life and death duel. Ha! The stones that pressed against Sun Tian were flying around. Who are you? Why did you attack me? Humans, I don't think you have such a strong vitality, you can survive under the hands of the 2 of us. Licky said. Under the seat of Lord Kalik in the Temple of Heaven, Jiasu, this is Licky, you are very powerful as a human, and you are qualified to know our name. Jia Su Dao. Since this is the case, are you ready? As soon as the voice fell, Sun Tian suddenly flashed away, and when he reappeared, he was in front of the 2 of them and punched out. Licky only felt that a big mountain was oncoming, and he was hit and flew hundreds of meters. Jia Su reacted quickly and jumped out of the attack circle in time. Now that it's a battle, Sun Tian doesn't want to waste any more words, as soon as he shoots, he will do his best. Ricky, how is it? Jia Su was surprised at this moment. Still worry about yourself. When the figure flashed, Sun Tian launched a fierce offensive against Jia Su. The reaction of Jia Su did not expect that Sun Tian became so desperate, and the 2 immediately fought for dozens of rounds. After all, Jia Su is the strength of the demon commander in the middle stage, a realm higher than Sun Tian. Sun Tian has just entered the mythical level, the beginning of the demon commander's stage. There is also a surprisingly difficult reason to defeat Licky with 1 move. Although the combat power is strong, it only lasts for a while, can be evenly matched with Jia Su. Gora, who heard the sound at this time, finally rushed to the scene. As soon as Sun Tian and Jiasu fought, they also joined the battlefield. With the addition of Gora, Jiasu was instantly suppressed. Sun Tian himself is a leapfrog genius, you must know that he had fought with the turtle fairy before entering the myth level. It is now a myth, and the strength has naturally exploded. If it hadn't had time to adapt to this combat power, I am afraid that Jia Su would be even more unbearable. Jia Su, do you want to provoke a war? Humph. Seeing that the momentum does not retreat, he retreats and retreats. At this time, Licky rushed out with serious injuries. The 2 looked at each other and felt overwhelmed. Quickly used the forbidden technique to escape. However, there is no natural treasure, Licky may lose his combat power in short time. Kalik too in retreat was awakened again. My lord, it's not good. Nicholas and Jiasu are back. Nicholas was hit hard and Jiesu was also seriously injured. Josh said. Jag also thought that Kalik Pai Jiesu and Nicholas had made some fuss together before, but this is the ending I didn't expect. What? It's impossible. With the mid-term strength of the Jiasu demon commander, plus Rich, was actually blocked. Kalik too was surprised. Did they face Ashura? Shin asked. At this time, Liki and Jiesu came to the Temple of Heaven, supported by Shansu. My lord, the subordinates are negligent and failed to complete the task. Jiasu Dao, negligence is dereliction of duty. Jiasu knows Kalik's character well. Let's talk about it. What's the situation? Ashura shot. Kalik saw Liki's injury and Jiesu's condition. No, sir. Liki and I sneaked into the human residence through the dark line. At first, we attacked, but the other party was too alert and was not able to severely damage each other. Later, under the human sneak attack, Liki was hit hard, and I when caught in a fight, the elder suddenly joined. One of the attributes is difficult to fight against the two, so he has to retreat. Jiasu said. Oh, it seems that the other party is not weak, and you can even sneak attack on Nicholas with your hands together. Kalik said. The subordinates also discovered one thing, that human beings should have just broken into the realm of the demon commander, and they are not very familiar with the power, but their strength is terribly strong. I suggest that the adults make early decisions. Jiasu Dao. Okay, I see. Bring Liki to my treasure house. Let Liki recover as soon as possible. In less than 2 years, I will be able to break through to the peak and make plans at that time. You also pay attention to the movement of the demon temple recently. I always feel that the other party is plotting something unspeakable. Kalik Tu Dao. Yes, my lord, I wish my lord a breakthrough soon. 4 people said. On the other side, Sun Tian simply dealt with an injury. The timely arrival of Gora forced Jiasu to retreat. Otherwise, although it could be repelled, it would take some time. After hearing the news, Mela and Asura gave a simple greeting to Sun Tian. Gora, who is it? Asura said. It is the 4 magic stars Jiesu and Liki of the Tianshan temple, but Liki was severely injured by the Sun Tian brothers. When I arrived, Sun Tian was fighting with Jiesu. Goler said. During this period of time, he and Sun Tian discussed together. People are directly called brothers. Well, why did they come to attack Sun Tian? Did we have a gangster inside us? Asura said. For hundreds of years, several forces have restricted each other, and there are internal ghosts between each other. This is normal. With Sun Tian's participation, Wu Ning will break this balance, and it is normal to send someone to assassinate. But Ashura also knows that anyone who can pose a threat to Sun Tian will only take action by the dark demon dragon himself, or the 4 guardian demon gods of the demon temple come together. Sun Tian, I will ask you to send you some healing medicines. This matter can't be forgotten. Mela, contact the hidden thread placed in the Temple of Heaven and give them a gift in return. Asura said. No, you just need to tell me where the guy who attacked me is. I have never encountered such a threat. What if I don't fight it back personally? Sun Tian was also angry, and someone dared to assassinate him. Okay, but definitely don't fight against Kalik too. Although you don't want to admit it, that guy is very strong. Asura saw that Sun Tian wanted to solve it by himself, he was also happy. At the same time, the demon temple and the 4 guardian demon gods also received the message and gathered together. If Sun Tian were here, he would find that these 4 people have some of the characteristics of the Namekians in the previous life. They have green skin and a pair of demon wings. Bartz, have you heard that the guy Kalik sent someone to attack and kill a human, and he almost lost a fierce star? Harusa said. Huh, what a shame, his father failed to compete for the gods with the other half of our father god, but now he can't even deal with human beings. Kong Mandi said, this is another guardian devil. Leave them alone, let the celestial temple and the Shira palace fight. But this human being has to pay attention. At the beginning, the Father God was the way of human beings and was sealed. Until now, we don't know where. Our top priority is find a way to find God the Father's sealed object and release God the Father as soon as possible. Said a green-skinned monster who was clearly different from the other 3. He is the first child of God Father, and the strongest one, named Danton. My eldest brother said, it's just that after the Father God was sealed, Father Tien drove us all to the demon realm. This year, the gate of the demon realm has been sealed and is guarded by Ashura, so we can't go out. So we have to find a way to make the devil world chaotic. Even if humans can come in, we believe that we can also think of ways to get out. Only when the Shira Palace and the Heavenly Temple go to war, we have the opportunity to release the Father God at that time, who is still staying. In this dark world of demon, our goal is to rule the human world. Danton said. Yes, although we call ourselves the demon race, we are not the same as the demon race of the demon world. We are not afraid to live in the sun, and unless the other half of the Father God suppresses us, we will not hide in the demon world. The other three said. Forbidden words, things about the God of the Father are not something we can criticize. Danton said. Let the order go on and monitor the movement of the Tianshan Temple and Shira Palace. Yes, sir. 1 month later, Sun Tian finally received the detailed information. Since the last war, Kalik and his subordinates have been closed, and they don't know what happened. But Sun Tian did not intend to give up his revenge. 15 days later, on the territory of Kalik II, a human teenager walked slowly. Yes, this human teenager is our Sun Tian classmate, but after a few months in the demon world, Sun Tian has adapted to this life in the demon world, and wears the style of the demon world. In the demon realm, there are all kinds of species, and there are no demons that look like humans, not surprisingly. Let's start here. Sun Tianxi smiled. Kalik II's territory is very large, and Sun Tian's purpose is very simple. Even if he can't find the righteous master, he will choose one city by city, just to enlighten the way and consolidate his mythical realm. But even in the demon realm, there are only a handful of people who can reach the mythical level. The lord of a city is usually only the late demon general. In a large city, there may be a demon general's pinnacle master. In the devil realm, if you want to break through from the demon commander to the demon commander, it is good to have 1 out of 100 million people. Therefore, the general city is guarded by a demon-level character. With Sun Tian's mythological level of strength, it is completely abusive, and this will not serve the purpose of cultivation. It seems that there are many secrets in the demon realm. Sun Tian learned a secret technique from Asura that can seal his own power seal magic. Sun Tian sealed his power to the early stage of the Grandmaster. You must know that even in the early stage of the Grandmaster in the realm of Sun Tian, the general masters of the later stage are not necessarily his opponents. Although only the power of the Grandmaster's initial stage can be used, his own defense will not change, but the power cannot be used. Now in the city of Pal City where Sun Tian is located, the city owner is the demon Pashkif in the late period of a demon general. Pashkif is leisurely tasting the wine. Suddenly, there is a loud noise from the gate of the city lord's mansion. Who are you, dare to come to the city lord's mansion to provoke and seek death? A guard shouted while backing away. I heard that the most powerful person in the entire city of Pal is the city lord. I'm here to challenge. Sun Tiandao. Little devil, I admit that you are very strong, but our lord of the city has a lot of opportunities, not everyone can challenge, get out of here. Suddenly a demon who looked like a bear came out, the demon bear Castaigne, and the entire city of Pal the strongest warrior outside the city lord, the same magic commander's later strength. It seems I still have to fist to speak. Are you ready? Sun Tian finished speaking, it was like Castaigne launched an attack, and Castaigne saw that this kid dared to take action. Sun Tian took a blow. However, Sun Tian didn't use any moves, and only with the power of the Grandmaster's early stage, it could not cause damage to Castaigne. With this little power, I want to challenge the lord of the city, so let's lie down. Castaigne boosted his strength and wanted to capture Sun Tian in one fell swoop. But Sun Tian suddenly retreated, avoiding the attack, and the two fought together instantly. After 100 rounds, Sun Tian gradually got acquainted with the current power. At the beginning, he sealed the power to the beginning of the Grandmaster, but he still couldn't adapt to the sudden fall of power. Sun Tian began to counterattack gradually. From the beginning he was suppressed, and now he is evenly matched. Although Sun Tian's power is only in the early stage of the master, he can use his own power several times. Boom! Castaigne was knocked out. Impossible. Obviously there is only the power of the demon general in the early stage. Why would I be defeated? Castaigne couldn't believe that Sun Tian, who had just been suppressed by himself, now suppressed himself in turn. Obviously, his strength has not improved, but he can't beat it. The two played against each other for dozens of rounds. Sun Tian seized the flaw and hit Castaigne hard with one move. It depends on how long. If you don't make a move, your general will be lost. Sun Tian said to the house. Pashkef, save me. Castaigne, who had been hit hard, looked at the city lord who was slowly walking out. Trash, I can't even beat a child, what use is it for you? With a cold snort, I saw Pashkef an energy ball that blasted Castaigne, who had lost his ability to resist, to ashes. Boy, how about it? Follow me, let you be under one person and above 10,000. Turning around, he smiled and said to Sun Tian. The change came so fast that Sun Tian didn't know what to say. It really is the demon realm. If you lose your power, you have to face death. Sun Tian shot directly at Pashkef. Although Pashkef is stronger than Castaigne, Sun Tian, who has slowly adapted to the situation, adjusted to him, except for some discomfort at the beginning. You come and I go between the two sides. After 100 rounds, Sun Tian deliberately leaked a flaw and killed Pashkef. The entire city was in chaos because of the death of the Lord. But our Sun Tian is walking to the next city. In this way, Sun Tian challenged each city one by one. Every time he went to a city, he would inevitably kill the city lord and his men. After half a year, Sun Tian is already close to the core area of Calic territory. In half a year, 253 demon generals died in the hands of Sun Tian, of which 89 were in the later period, 141 were peak demon generals, and 23 were half-step demon commanders who were strong at. With the power of the Grandmaster's early days, killing so many powerful people, it can be seen how terrifying Sun Tian's growth is for a long time. Half a year of fighting has made Sun Tian's mastery of power more leisurely, and he has already mastered 7 or 8 points of battle. With the death of most of the city owners, Calic's territory has become chaotic. And Calic and his 4 evil stars do not know where they are in retreat, no one can contact. Under the impetus of the caring people, the situation is getting worse and worse. As the protagonist, Sun Tian has already returned to the Shira Palace. Brother Sun Tian, you did it. It took half a year to mess up the territory of Calic. Goler said. Now that you dare to provoke me, you have to bear the price, but strange things, such a thing happened, that guy Calic did not come forward. Sun Tianxi smiled. After half a year of fighting, Sun Tian's personality became more and more wicked. When he came back this time, he felt a bit of chill, and he was no longer the terribly homely Sun Tian in his previous life. By the way, those guys in the demon temple sent someone to want to cooperate with us and killed Calic in one fell swoop, what do you think? Goler said. Don't worry, I retreat for a period of time, and the half-year fighting has some feelings. I feel that Calic is hiding a conspiracy. Sun Tiandao. Okay, what's the need, even though Lord Ashura is also in retreat, preparing to hit the peak of the demon commander. By then, I will be more confident about Calic, and maybe even the guys in the demon temple will be destroyed. Gora said. Okay, help me prepare something. I'm in retreat for 1 to 2 years, it's in trouble. Sun Tian finished speaking and reported hundreds of materials related to spiritual practice. After a while, a servant will bring it. Sun Tian started his first long retreat since entering the demon world. 2 years later, in a hidden place of Calic II, suddenly there was a big laugh. Ha 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 ha, I finally broke through, Asura, the demon temple. When the king is in order, he will unify the demon realm, and then the soldiers will leave the demon realm, and one will unify the 2 realms of human and demon. Calic laughed. At the same time, he retreats with Calic II, and the guarded 4 evil stars also wake up one by one. Congratulations, my lord, dominate the devil world, just around the corner. Jia Sudao. I haven't been out in the past 3 years, and I don't know how our territory is going. By the way, how is your injury recovery from Nicholas? Carrick 2. Thanks to the Lord, I have completely recovered. Last time my subordinates were ashamed of my lord. I saw Licky. Okay, go back to the palace, stay for half a month, send troops to Shura. It's just that Calic doesn't know, his territory has been messed up by Sun Tian. With the departure of Calic II, his territory also ushered in panic. Because of various rumors and Sun Tian, most of the main cities under Calic's jurisdiction were slaughtered, and they are now competition stage. My lord, it is reported that the strong man who did not know where came from, killed the main force in our cities 2 years ago, and I do not know who spread the rumors that the adults have left the demon world. Now, except for a few cities, it is messy. With a group, only a few cities have settled down in the past 2 years. Jia Sudao. What? Huh, it must be that human kid. The rumors must also be the ghost of the Shira Palace. But now that the king has successfully broken through to the peak of the demon commander, I don't believe that Ashura can get out of the sky. You keep moving at a constant speed chaos, I will destroy the Shira Palace myself in 3 months. Calic II said angrily. Yes, sir, your subordinates will do it right away. With the appearance of several demon commanders, Calic II regained control of the territory in less than 2 months. Let the magician level or above arrive in the capital within 15 days, 15 days later, set off. Yes, my lord. Demon Temple, the 4 guardian demon gods gather together again. Brother, Calic has left the customs. According to reports, soldiers will be sent to the Shira Palace soon. Harusa said. Okay, let people follow. When they confronted Ashura, the 4 of us rushed out of the devil world and rescued the father. Danton said. It's just Big Brother. Once we appear in the world, we may be discovered by the priest. Although the priest can't go to the realm, his servants are not something we can deal with. If it were not for the father, it would be impossible to do it. Bart said. It doesn't matter. The priest said that we should not enter the world for 400 years. Now it has been 420 years. If it weren't for Ashura's guard at the gate of the demon world, and Calic II on the sidelines. Get ready. Danton said. Yes, brother. The 3 said. Asterisk. Shira Palace, Mela is hearing the reply from the line. Master Mela, it is reported that Calic II has assembled a large army, and it looks like he is ready to fight us for life and death. Said the bull demon general. I know, and I don't know when Ashura will leave the customs. You can pay attention to the news at any time, I will check it out. Yes, my lord. In the depths of the Shira Palace, in the cave where Ashura had been closed for 2 years, suddenly there was a big laugh. Finally broke through, I don't know what's going on outside. Asura Palace Hall, Asura recruits his subordinates, listening to their reports. Master Ashura, did you break through? Mela said. Yes, I finally broke through. By the way, what about Sun Tian, why didn't I see him? Asura said. Shortly after the adult retreat, Sun Tian stirred up the Calic territory by himself, and later came back to retreat. It stands to reason that he should be out. Goler said. Oh, brother Sun Tian is also closed. My lord, Calic II reappeared 2 months ago and is now gathering strength, I am afraid we have to prepare early. In this way, Calic should have broken through too, otherwise he should know that he is half a catty with me at most. Asura said. Pay close attention to their movements, let the masters above the magic command level be prepared, ready to fight at any time. Continued. Yes, my lord. In a flash of 15 days, Calic II, bringing 4 evil stars and a group of demons, came straight to the Shira Palace. Master Asura, according to our secret line, Calic II came out in full force, and it looks like he is ready to fight us. Goler said. Oh, does this day really come? Asura said unexpectedly. I think that when Calic II arrived in the demon realm, he wanted to dominate the demon realm aggressively. If the family had not sent Gora and Mela down, I am afraid that Ashura would have to leave and return to the family. The 2 forces fought each other, and not long after, a new force stepped in. It is reasonable to say that the demon temple also belongs to the human world. It should not have a dispute with Calic II, but I don't know why. When the 4 demon gods came in, they attacked Calic II's forces, and soon they were 3-legged. It's just that Ashura couldn't think of it. The demon temple was actually a subordinate of Mappic. Naturally, I knew that Calic and Piccolo, who had not scored 2 points, competed for the position of the gods. Even if Piccolo, who became a god, was forced into the demon world, may cooperate with Calic II. Gora, Mela, I have to trouble you 2 this time. The demons will follow the orders and go with me to drive Calic out of the demon world. Asura said. Swear to fight for Asura-sama. 2 days later, at the junction of the Celestial Temple and the Shira Palace, I saw Calic II and Ashura facing each other. Ashura, you actually instructed people to mess with my heavenly temple, do you want to go to war? Calic II took the lead. Calic, you brought the crowd here, is that just for this? Humph, if you didn't instruct your subordinates to attack and kill Sun Tian, how could Sun Tian take revenge on you? Asura said. Hand over that human being, let's do this. Otherwise, today your Shira Palace will disappear from the devil world. Calic said. Huh, people who want to move me, I'm afraid you Calic doesn't have this ability. Asura said. Both of them have now reached the pinnacle of the devil world, masters of the peak period of the devil commander. Naturally no one would let anyone. In that case, let me see if you have made any progress over the years. After that, Calic II came to the center of the two armies. Asura, dare to fight. The king is mighty, the king is invincible, the voices of the subordinates came from behind. As the leader of the Shira Palace, Ashura is naturally not afraid, otherwise, how to convince the people in the future? Besides, Ashura has also broken through to the peak of the demon commander, and naturally wants to stand up. War is just one word, which shows the attitude of Ashura. In fact, even if there is no inheritance from Sun Tian, after Calic II breaks through, he will not give Asura a chance again. Sun Tian's appearance is just an introduction. Gora, Mela, watch the four evil stars. After that, Ashura's figure flashed, and he arrived in front of Calic II. Calic II released his whole body breath, and the entire battlefield of the two worlds was shaken. An amazing sense of oppression is oncoming. I told you why you were like this, so you broke through. Asura remained unmoved, and at the same time released a hidden breath. Unexpectedly, your Asura also broke through. Let's see who has the last laugh. Calic II said. The two quickly fought together. Calic II looked like a child, but his strength was substantial, while Ashura was equally capable. He was a master who could leapfrog the challenge, otherwise it was impossible to use his own power. At the same time, fight against the joint attack of Calic II and his subordinates to relieve the pressure on Gora and Mira. The two fought for dozens of rounds, and suddenly Asura said, transform yourself, otherwise you can't be my opponent. I didn't expect you to be so difficult, and you will be so soon. When Calic II saw that the two sides could not hold back, he retreated dozens of meters away. I saw Calic II roar, a breath far beyond just before burst out, and Calic II's body continued to grow, in a short while, from a child to a monster nearly 10 meters high. Ashura, are you ready? The next round begins. A dull voice came from the monster's mouth. The transformation of Calic II is not just a change in body shape. If he was just at the peak of the demon commander, then he is now infinitely close to the king-level strength. When Asura saw Calic transforming, he also began to be cautious. He only heard a roar from Asura, and his figure also changed. A pair of Asura wings slowly grew out of his back and his ribs. Not weaker than the transformed Calic II. The two fought together again. Calic II punched out and brought the storm. Ashura folded his hands to block Calic II's attack. After spreading his wings, he quickly pulled out, and then his body moved and appeared on the back of Calic II. One leg from top to bottom, one foot knocked Calic II to the ground. Calic II turned over and spat out an energy ball from his mouth at the same time. Asura couldn't react and was hit head-on. Fortunately, it was sent in a hurry, and Ashura was not hurt even when he arrived. The two sides once again opened up the distance, the two fought from the ground to the sky, and suddenly Asura sold a flaw. One punch forced Calic II to 100 meters away. This strength is only after the breakthrough. Should Calic call your subordinate, let's go together. Asura said. You are nothing more than that. Even if you ask so, then do what you want. Calic II was not afraid of jokes, and directly asked Shansu and Licky to come and help. Mira, shall we help? Gora asked. No, I am optimistic about the opposite Josh, Ashura can handle it. Mela said, but the chi has been locked in Jiasu. Once Jiasu makes a move, he will definitely make the first shot. 3-1, Asura's pressure greatly increased, even if Asura can remain undefeated against the same level of Calic II, but with the initial restraint of the two demon leaders, Shansu and Licky, they were crushed. For a time, Ashura was forced to step back. With a sneer, Ashura retreated 100 meters, and at the same time, his right hand kept gathering a lot of energy. Kalik 2 and the three attacked Asura from three directions. Suddenly, Shansu screamed and was knocked out. At the same time, Ashura attacked Liki with his right hand. Shu Luo Chong blow bow. Die. Only heard a scream. Liki was too late to dodge, and he resisted, his body gradually turned into nothingness. Kalik 2 suddenly stopped the offensive and looked to the other side vigilantly. Oh, 3 besiege 1, shameless. A voice thought. I saw Sun Tian holding Shan Su with one hand and walking slowly towards Asura. It turned out that Sun Tian had already left the customs a few days ago, but he had not had time to stabilize his own cultivation base, so he did not come with Asura and the others. After he stabilized his cultivation base, he found that the Shira palace had only a few servants and a few demons. Bingwai the magic commander is gone. Upon asking, I realized that Kalik 2 had reappeared and brought his subordinates to destroy the Shira palace in one fell swoop. Asura brought Gora and Mila and a group of master-level masters to intercept it. Just now, Sun Tian concealed his cultivation base, and did not attract the attention of Kalik, secretly transmitting the sound of Asura, preparing to cut off the two subordinates of Kalili in one fell swoop. Who are you? You are the human being, and I didn't even feel your anger. No, why is your anger at the level of a demon commander, but it can hurt Shansu badly? Kalik was startled to sweat. Kalik, you and I have no grudges, you actually sent someone to attack me, we have to settle your account. Sun Tian said, suddenly inserted Shan Su's body with one hand, crushing his heart. You. Shan Su didn't expect that Sun Tian was so ruthless. He had no fighting capacity and would not let him go. He died before he finished speaking. Even if it is a demon, its heart is broken and it will not survive. At this time, Kalik 2 reacted, and Jiasu and Josh quickly moved to Kalili's side with a vigilant look. Open reversal, and in an instant, I lost 2 masters of the demon commander. My lord, it won't happen in seconds. Shan Su Dao. Lead the subordinates, kill. How has Kalik 2 ever been so angry? The war is about to start, and the hatred of Kalik 2 for Sun Tian is now far more than that of Ashura. The direct match showed that only the demon general level repaired is Sun Tian. At the same time, Shansu is facing Mira, Jag is facing the elder brother, and Ashura faces Kalik 2 with Sun Tian. The 2 demon generals also quickly fought together. For a time, the group of demons danced and killed continuously. Of course, the decisive factor lies in the 3 high-end battlefields. Shansu and Mira are both in the middle of the demon commander. They fight together and are evenly matched. No one can beat each other for a while. And Jaj and Gora are also at odds with each other. Brother is known as the #1 strongman in the demon realm, but he is even worse than Jaj in speed. Kalik 2 hated Sun Tian. Because of Sun Tian's surprise attack, Kalik turned from good to bad, and damaged 2 masters of martial level. At this time, I wished to skin and tear Sun Tian. Next to Sun Tian, there was an Asura staring at him, and an Asura, Kalik 2 could barely resist, plus a Sun Tian, and he was forced to retreat step by step. No, if you continue like this, let's not say that if you find the gods to kill your father, I am afraid that you will be planted in the devil world, and it will be difficult to return to the world. Kalik 2 thought. Now that's the case, why not put it together? Sansu, Jaj, come back and help me. Suddenly Kalik said to the 2 who were at odds with the 2 of Golamela. I saw Kalik's whole body aura suddenly skyrocketing, and behind him a huge whirlpool slowly formed. For a while, the gray sky in the sky became darker, the ground kept on rocks, and the corpse was caught in the whirlpool. Go to hell, I will put you in ****** and never see the sun. Kalik laughed wildly. Behind him, Shansu and Jaj continued to inject their own energy into Kalik. Help! My lord, let go of your subordinates. Suddenly, the entire battlefield sounded one after another of panic. Whether it was the demons brought by Kalik or the demons on Ashura's side, objects within a radius of 1 kilometer were continuously sucked in by the vortex, and only the masters of the later period can barely resist, but can only barely persist. Hell's vortex. Sun Tien, Asura, Gora, and Mira were also trying their best to persevere. Screaming people kept screaming in the whirlpool. In just a few minutes, hundreds of masters of the magic commander level fell into it and never came out. What should I do? Gora and Mela said. Find a way to break the vortex, otherwise we will all be sucked in. Asura finished speaking. Using his whole body energy, he attacked the vortex. It's useless, your attacks will also be sucked in by my vortex. Ha 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 ha, Kalik laughed wildly. I saw Ashura's energy ball, which was sucked into the whirlpool with a slam. How could this happen? Sun Tien, Gora, Mira, let's shoot together. Asura was shocked. Unexpectedly this vortex was so weird. Okay, let's shoot together. The three said. Shu Luo Chong hit wave. Turtle Pai Chi Gong. Big power Niu magic bounce. Sky female punch strike wave. 4 people shot together, the momentum is amazing. I saw the vortex has amazing suction power, but it was faintly unstable. What? It can actually shake my vortex. Kalik too shuddered and was almost sucked in. Shan Sujiaj first lost a lot of power in the battle with Golamela, and then helped Kalik too. She used his own energy too much, and one was unstable, and was directly sucked in. Shansu, Jaj, no, I played with you. Seeing that his 2 subordinates were sucked into hell, Kalik too directly burned his own blood, bursting out unprecedented energy, the vortex swiftly rotated, and the suction power directly exploded more than doubled. Go in. Asura, I want you to be sealed into forever. Kalik too provokes the demon god, and the energy bursts out. As far as the whirlpool is concerned, except for the 4 who are still insisting, there is nothing left, and all the demons that have been affected have been sucked into hell. Master Ashura, what should I do? I can't hold on anymore. Said the weaker Gora. Now let alone shot, it's good to be able to stabilize your figure. Mira's situation is not optimistic either. Only Asura can keep it, and Sun Tien is only slightly better than Mila. Looking at the crazy Kalik too, Sun Tianxin said that it is impossible to plant here, thinking that he has finally revived his life, and finally has the possibility of returning to the previous life of the earth. Sun Tian's heart is unclear. Anger. An unprecedented force suddenly emerged. With the emergence of this force, Sun Tian's blood flowed inexplicably throughout his body, and there was a thunderous sound from his heart. Ah! Sun Tien suddenly shouted, an unprecedented momentum burst out. Roar. Kalik too, who was outputting energy frantically, making the vortex run at high speed, suddenly felt a wave of pengbos via. This kind of feeling is like a rabbit meeting a wolf pack, a feeling of being preyed, so Kalik too is very excited. Suddenly, Kalik too looked at Sun Tien. I saw Sun Tien burst out with a powerful aura. Facing this force, Kalik too felt like facing a prehistoric beast, and his whole body shivered unnaturally. Ho 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 ho. Behind Sun Tien, a huge phantom appeared, as the phantom became fuller. Kalik too can no longer maintain the whirlpool of hell. A phantom of a great ape nearly 100 feet high, made Kalik suddenly lost his mind. The vortex has no power to maintain, and is slowly becoming smaller, but the attraction is getting bigger and bigger. Kalik too, who has lost his power, is sucked into it without any resistance because of the impact of his mind. No, how could this happen? What kind of monster you are? Definitely not a human, not a human. Kalik too roared in grief, but he was in no hurry and couldn't resist the surge of suction. The sky slowly returned to calm, but the ground was empty. When Sun Tien showed off his power, Gora and Mela were just blocked behind him and survived. Asura himself was strong enough to barely maintain the suction power that was soaring. The scene was quiet, and after a long time, several people slowly calmed down. During the fierce battle between the Celestial Temple and the Shira Palace, the human world welcomed a group of strange guests. Bartz, Harusa, Kanmandi, you will each bring a team of men and horses to lurch in the world, to find out where the Father God is sealed, and be careful not to attract the attention of the strong in the world. At the same time pay attention to the situation in the world and the distribution of power. Danton ordered. Yes, brother, we will pay attention. The 3 said. For the sake of Father God, I have worked hard for you. I have to attract the attention of the heavens, and you all act in secret. After hearing the news of Father God, remember, meet with the Arctic glacier, don't act rashly. Go. Brother, be careful, let's go first. After saying that, the three of them led a team of people, and they scattered in three directions. The demon temple came with any injuries this time. The people it brought were all peak-level demon of the Grand Master. There were 20 people in total, all of whom were carefully selected masters. For this operation, all personnel learned the technique of restraining breath to avoid being caught. Discovery in the heavens. After seeing the three of them leave, Danton smiled bitterly. He didn't know if he could escape the Heavenly Father. Hey, if the gods and the gods have a good heart, it will be easy for our family to unify the earth. Danton said, but he also knew that it was impossible. The two gods and fathers were originally one, but they were normal before they were separated. The martial artist. In order to become a god, I had to divide it into two parts. As a result, one is a god, and the other is a devil, but it is a disaster for the world. And after they were divided into two, God the Father spent his own vitality and magic to create them, in order to help God the Father turn the world into a kingdom of demons, in order to one day hit the heaven. The five of you condensed your breath and follow me. Danton said. Yes, my lord. After finishing speaking, Danton quickly disappeared with a few people, and went in another direction. At the same time, shortly after Bolton and the others dispersed, the of heaven who was sitting still suddenly opened his eyes. I seem to feel the breath of my blood. It's strange, why suddenly disappeared again? The said to himself. Bobo. The called. My lord, may I ask what's the matter? Replied a person who was completely dark and had only a pair of piercing eyes. Bobo, let Karen pay attention to the world. I always have a bad feeling. It seems that the demon creature created by my other half has returned to the world. Maybe I have thought about it too much. The said slightly confused. Yes, Lord Tenjin. Bobo replied. Kalen Immortal had always lived in the heaven, but since the of heaven was divided into two, the demon clone became the world of disaster, so he left the heaven alone and lived alone on the Kalanta. Kalen Immortal is actually dissatisfied with the current deity. Although this deity later created the Dragon Ball and gave hope to the world, it is undeniable that the suffering he brought to the world is irreparable. Of course, Mappak is a disaster for the world, and it was also with the help of Karen Immortal that Wu Tato created the Mofungbo and finally sealed it. After Mappak was sealed, God Piccolo came forward and drove all his demon subordinates into the devil world, and sealed the door of the demon world. Also indirectly promoted the formation of the three-legged situation of Kalak II, the demon temple, and the Shira palace. Karen Immortals live in Kalanta. On the one hand, they are dissatisfied with the methods of the gods, and on the other hand, they are also to guide those human martial artists, so that humans can one day have the strength to fight against Mappak. For example, the Tortoise Fairy and the Crane Fairy behind, the reason why they can break through to the myth level is not without the help of the Karen Fairy. At this time, Karen Fairy is watching the world's #1 martial arts convention in the human world through the water mirror. 3 years later, the 22nd World #1 Martial Arts Convention is being held. Suddenly Bobo drives the magic flying carpet to Corinta. Kalen, it's been a long time since I saw you, I'm still angry with the gods. Bobo said. Hey, it's gone, what happened to Bobo this time? Karen meowed and asked. The gods of the gods have noticed that the demons of Mobike seem to have come to the human world. After all, Mobike is one with him. With the creation of Mobike, he can also have a certain degree of telepathy, but in an instant, when Lord Tianshan wanted to track down, the induction disappeared. Bobo said. So Lord Tenjin would like to ask you to check it out. After all, you are more professional in this respect. The boys of Mobike, remember that they wanted to destroy them all, but in the end, the gods drove them all to the devil world. Karen was also a little angry when he thought of this. Yes, those demons are also children of the gods in a way, hey. Bobo was also a little helpless. Please pay attention to this matter. Although the overall strength of the human world has increased greatly now, if the subordinates of Mobike really come out, I am afraid they will not be very easy to deal with. Okay, let me check it out. Karen is still very responsible in this matter. Let's talk. Walked to a water tank and lifted the lid, saying something. After a while, the surface of the water showed a picture of the gate of the demon world, but it was no different. I didn't find out. 3 years ago, the gate of the demon world was opened, but then a human martial artist closed the gate. Karen explained. I hope the gods are worrying too much, but Karen still trouble you to pay more attention to it. After finishing Bobo, he returned to the heaven. In the following time, Danton and the others were distributed all over the world and checked various materials, but they did it in secret, and they did not attract human attention. And the world's #1 martial arts conference, because Sun Tian is in the demon world, this martial arts conference has become a stage for the two factions of Tortoise and Crane. The two immortals of Turtle and Crane did not play for the demons this time. In the end, Tianjin Fan, Leping, Dumpling, and Keelan entered the semi-finals. Is going to be a semi-deterministic cold of 4-2, Keelan vs Dumpling, Tianjin Fan vs Leping. I don't know who the champion of this martial arts tournament will eventually go to. The words are divided into two parts. The demon world, Calic 2 was locked into ***** by his own ***** vortex. If there is no chance, I am afraid that he will come out in this life. It's very risky. Melito who finally recovered. Thanks to the Sun Tian brothers breaking out at this critical moment, otherwise it is not Calic 2 being imprisoned in hell, but us. How about Sun Tian brothers? Goler said. You go to gather the outside forces, I am here to protect the law for brother Sun Tian. This is Ashura Dao. Sun Tian has been sitting on the ground since he awakened a trace of the ancient Saiyan Great Ape bloodline and forced Calic 2 and others into the ***** space in one fell swoop, and is now absorbing the insights he just learned. It turns out that the resurrection of the ancient Saiyan bloodline during the life and death crisis not only restored the whole body strength in one fell swoop, but also used the bloodline via to make Calic 2 a heart of fear, and was locked into ***** space by his own trick. Sun Tian thought of it as he sorted out the harvest just now. But this trace of blood was recovered in time, and it helped me refine my blood in one fell swoop. Feeling the blood of lead and mercury in the body, the powerful force in the body, Sun Tian believes that even if he encounters a king-level master now, don't persuade. Open. Sun Tian opened his eyes and a flash of light flashed by. Brother Sun Tian, are you awake? Asura said. From this moment, Asura knew that Sun Tian was already equal to him. If it weren't for knowing that Sun Tianji was not in the demon realm, I'm afraid Ashura would have another strong enemy. Thank you, what's the situation now? Sun Tian arched his hands. Naturally, I thanked Asura for helping him protect the law just now, but what he asked was about the battle. Gora and Mela have gone to deal with it. Now that Calic 2 and the 4 fierce stars are gone, they should soon be able to eat their territory. Asura said. At this time, Gora and Mela are back with the demons who have not been affected by the outside world. Master Asura, these are the only people left. Looking at the sparse dozens of people, Ashura was also suffering from a headache. I didn't think Calic II's trick was so fierce. It looks like the demon realm will be recuperating for a long time to regain its vitality. Asura said. There are nearly 1,000 magic generals on both sides, and there are only less than 100 people left in the first battle. Back to the Shira Palace, Asura arranged for the unification of the demon world, and at the same time, he also started to guard against the demon temple's attack. For some reason, the demon temple did nothing this time. Asura Palace Hall, Ashura and his party gathered together. My lord, according to the wire report, the demon temple has not been moving recently. I don't know why. But the gate of the demon world was opened when we were fighting Calic 2. All the guarding demons disappeared. They should be dead. Radao. Oh, it seems that they are going back to the world after all, to save their demon god. I know, take my sword and seal the gate of the demon world. Without my warrant, no one can leave the demon world. The demon world has 100 years of rest. Asura said. By the way, is brother Sun Tian going to stay in the demon realm or return to the world? Asura asked Sun Tiandao, remembering that he had bet with Sun Tian and said that he would help him for 5 years, but he did not expect that Sun Tian would arrive for 3 years. Helped him defeat Calic, and all the high-level demon temples went to the world. It's time to go back, Ashura, brothers, Miss Mila, it's just this difference, I don't know if there is any chance of meeting. Sun Tiandao. After 100 years, reopen the demon realm. If brother Sun Tian still remembers us, and we have not been there, we still have a chance. Asura said. Above. You keep talking about the upside, where is it? Sun Tian was always curious. The demon realm seemed to have an unwritten rule. It seemed as if he had to leave to break through to the king. It feels like an ascension in a novel of cultivation. Haha, the above is of course the above. How to explain this? That is, if one day we break through to the king level, we will feel the call from another interface, go back again. Mila explained. Ascension. No way. Sun Tian said. Yes, brother Sun Tian, this explanation is in place, that is, soaring. Image. Asura said. Then why is there no similar situation in the world? Sun Tianing said in confusion. This seems to be related to the form of existence. The human world is in the form of a planet. If you look at the demon realm, it is not like that, but a whole continent. And the demon god realm, where the queen goes, is also a larger continent. Asura also knows how to explain. Quote. Forget it, existence is Tao. Sun Tian didn't see it at all. Seeing the gate of the devil world slowly closing and sniffing the long-lost air, Sun Tian also sighed. 3 years of travel to the devil world has made Sun Tian more mature. Sun Tian, who is 18 years old, is 185 centimeters tall, and is matched with evil. Evil smile, handsome face, I don't know how many girls will be attracted to. Dancing from the sky. After 3 years of practice, Sun Tian finally learned the art of flying, and he felt the mountains and rivers that are constantly far away. The original feeling of flying is really cool. Although I have flown in the demon world, the gloomy sky of the demon world is really tasteless. Forget it, let's go back to Baozi Mountain. I don't know how brother Gohan is doing now. After that, Sun Tian flew towards Baozi Mountain. Soon, Sun Tian saw the hut in Baozi Mountain. He hadn't seen it for a long time, and it was still like that. Boom. There was a loud noise. Well, so strong, there seems to be a fight. Who is making trouble in my Baozi Mountain? Sun Tian hurriedly flew in the direction of the battle, and saw an old man fighting a monster with 2 wings on equal terms. Hey, Sheikh Gohan, I didn't expect brother Gohan to have broken through to the mythical level. It's just who this monster is, it can actually be equal to brother Gohan. Sun Tian grabbed his breath and watched from the side. The Monkey King went out many years ago and traveled all over the world. After reading the Karen Holy Land, I thought that teacher Wu Tian had mentioned that he had been taught by the Karen Fairy above the Holy Land Karen Tower, breaking through to the mythical level. So I climbed Kalanta with his hands and saw Kalen immortal. This practice lasted 3 years. Just a year ago, Monkey King finally broke the rank. Accumulate a lot, and enter the middle of myth in one fell swoop. Even if the current Monkey Gohan compares with the Turtle Immortal, I am afraid it will not be much worse. Sun Tian watched from the sidelines, but I was afraid of accidents. What kind of monster are you guys? Why come to my Baozi Mountain and kill me? Sun Wufan shouted. A few days ago, my subordinates suddenly lost their tracks here. Were they killed by you? The monster said. You mean they, disturbed my practice. I have been merciful several times, but they even gave me murderous intentions. There is more than a guilty death to me. Sun Wufan got angry when he thought of this. It turned out that a few days ago, a few monsters suddenly appeared on Baozi Mountain and asked Sun Wufan for information. It was fine at first, but in the mountains and old mountains, several monsters saw that Sun Wufan had this ability, and thought that unifying the world would bring trouble to this person in the future, so they had the intent to kill and intended to cut off Sun Wufan. If it is before the breakthrough, Sun Wufan may still have some trouble. You must know that these monsters are all the peak level strength of the Grandmaster, but Sun Wufan has broken through the myth level as early as a year ago, and has accumulated a lot of mythology. Mid-term. In this way, these monsters are not enough. It didn't take long to fight, and they were all killed by Monkey King. At the time, I didn't expect that the leaders of these monsters were actually mythical mid-level masters. Unexpectedly, my demons will one day die in the hands of a human being like you. Take your life. I saw the monster said. This monster is no one else, it is Harusa from the devil world. Mozu. You said you are the Mozu. Monkey King was shocked, but he did not expect that the Mozu appeared again hundreds of years ago. Well, you know the demons. Say, in the first battle, where did you humans seal my father god? Harusa did not expect that Son Gohan would know their demons. I don't know, I just heard that you demons were destroyed back then. I didn't expect that there will be remnants. If you meet, you can't keep it. Sun Wufan said. Arrogant, I can't think that humans now speak big words. Harusa angrily said. The two were fighting together. Sun Tien could hear clearly from the sidelines. He didn't expect to find the Mozu as soon as he returned to Baozishan. Sun Wufan was originally talented and born out of a stone womb. It can be said to be born from heaven and earth. Now he has broken through mythology, and his combat power is even more amazing. The two fought for dozens of rounds, and with a full force of Monkey King, Harusa had nothing but the power to parry. Seeing the momentum, Harusa finally used her life-saving talent and forced Son Gohan back. Wait, my eldest brother will come to you to settle the account. After saying that, he flew to the sky, ready to escape. Now that I am a demons, I still want to run. Monkey King screamed. Turtle Pai Chi Gong Bo. I saw Monkey Gohan gather his whole body energy, a huge energy ball, and went straight into the sky. What? Harusa opened her mouth wide, feeling the threat of life, and had to fight with the Qigong wave, but she had already lost her measure in the panic. How could she resist it? And if she persisted for a while, she would be broken into pieces of meat. Huh. Mozu. Monkey King shook it casually. Was about to go back, suddenly felt inwardly. Who is it? Come out. Brother Gohan, so majestic. I didn't expect to see him in a few years. Senior brother is already in mythology. Sun Tien was also shocked just now. Although he can easily kill Harusa now, he still accidentally revealed a trace. Breath. It's just that Gohan discovered this breath. You are Sun Tien, I didn't expect you to be this old. At first sight, Sun Wufan turned out to be Sun Tien, but he had not seen him for 6 years. Long time no see. Haha, go home. Sun Tien and Monkey King talked about their experiences in recent years. Unexpectedly, the seniors have been practicing with the Karen Immortals in the Karen Holy Land in recent years. It is good fortune. Sun Tiandao. Haha, junior brother's experience is the same. I didn't expect junior brother to go deep into the demon realm, but I'm afraid it will be difficult to handle next. Hearing what you say, it should be the subordinates of Demon King Piccolo who returned to the world hundreds of years ago. Sun Gohando. Yes, right, how much does my brother know about Bic, the Demon King who was a disaster on the world hundreds of years ago? Although Sun Tien knew it, it was still not very clear. You don't know it and it's a fate. I also heard Master Wu Tian mention this incident by accident. According to legend, hundreds of years ago, the world of martial arts was the most prosperous. Sun Wufan said. It turned out that more than 400 years ago, the martial arts in the world were much more prosperous than it is now. At that time, there were more than 20 mythical masters, and there were more than 1,000 masters. But everything changed. A demon suddenly appeared in the world and led a group. Mythical master-level demon, slaughter the world for joy. At that time, the human martial artists collectively resisted. Although they killed many demons, as soon as the demon leader Bic emerged, the powerful strength above the myth made the martial artists fear. Humans spent more than 10 years in terror in this way. In the end, it was the master who did not know where to learn a kind of sealing technique, and at the cost of his own life, sealed the devil Bic. But after this battle, most of the human martial arts inheritance was lost, so much so that now the martial arts is withered, and the master can be regarded as a master, and the myth is rare. So that's the case, so I'm unconsciously causing trouble. By the way, in this world's #1 martial arts conference, brother did not go to the world's no. One dang dang. Sun Tien suddenly laughed. Haha, I won't fight with their young people. By the way, what are you going to do next? Don't let the demons leave it alone. Of course, just how to find it, and I don't know where the other demons are. Sun Tiandao. Just listen to what the demon race said, this time not only their group, but also other companions. We will wait for a while. If there is no demon race to come to the door, we will go to teacher Wu Tian to see the teacher. Is there any good way? Sun Wufan said. I have to do this too. Thanks for watching.